Hello, so what's the Grape Explorer talking about today? Well, we are in a very interesting place. We are in Charleston, South Carolina, and we are at a restaurant called Husk Restaurant, and I've got here the gentleman, his name is Matt Tunstall, who's in charge of the wine list. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do this episode was not only the fact that we're here in Charleston for the weekend, and we thought what a beautiful place for people to come and visit, but we thought this restaurant was so unique that I had to ask the wine manager about the wine list. And the wine list was put together because it has all different soil compositions, from limestone to slate to chalk to clay, and I've never seen a wine list done quite like this. So here I am, I'm with Matt, and just want to ask you a quick question. Why was the concept of the wine list put together as far as this soil composition? Why did you guys actually come to the idea to do that?
The wine list was organized this way as a continued celebration of the earth. Just like Sean's food here, he is into seed saving and farming techniques. The food is very, very hyper-local. We want the wine list to kind of represent the earth itself. And so we organize it that way. I try to buy wines, and as I'm buying wines, I want them to taste like where they come from.
Now, have you ever seen a concept done by any restaurant before, or was this something that just came out of the blue? How did you come up with the idea to say we're going to do this? Was it an idea that was something long thought out, or was it just something you guys came up with?
Something that the sommelier before me had come up with. There's a lot of study into it, and it wanted to make that connection between the earth and the wine, just like the food is. Now, being here in Charleston, I'm not quite familiar with the cuisine, but this is a southern type of food. Is it like considered comfort food? Is it like southern gourmet kind of food? Or southern food for sure. Local ingredients: fried catfish, lots of fresh fish and from the sea. Being on the coast here, shrimp and grits very popular, so you're very familiar with low country cuisine here. It's just done with a lot of technique. And
this minerality that you guys were going after, does that go with a lot of the cuisine that you guys first put together, as far as the fish, as far as the local produce, the chicken, everything? Does that kind of like blend and enhance according to what you guys see? Yeah, very much so. I think that you get these wines that are kind of hands-off kind of winemaking styles that are very expressive of where they're from, the soil that they're in, and topography and weather and things along those lines. You get these wines that are really refined to a certain degree. One thing I did notice last night, which was getting away from the wine list, you guys make like punches and teas. Can you kind of come up with that kind of is that a historical thing here in Charleston, where people had recipes on how to like maybe make a punch and just throw in a bunch of like different ingredients? Very much so.
The head barman here is very into the history of the local drinks and things along those lines. Punches are very, very southern. I'll give you one example. We have something called the Charleston Light Dragoon Punch that we've had on the menu for about 8 months now. Was something that the local infantrymen back in the early 1800s drank and made. It's based on Jamaican rum, some black tea. Once it's put all together, it has a really uniqueness to like a southern sweet tea.
Well, I noticed a lot of the ingredients too, but you guys had like maple syrup, you had all sorts of like ingredients where, to me, if I've ever gone into a bar, I've never seen anybody quite put together with all of these different things. But even the tea was interesting because on a hot day, everybody knows that here in the South, iced tea is probably a staple part of the culture, but to put different things in iced tea, that's kind of interesting. I never knew that this existed. So
lots of history with tea here. The Charleston Tea Plantation is just about 30 miles down the road. So tea and rice and things along those lines are becoming have a long history here in the Low Country, and also kind of are making a good comeback as well.
And bourbon, is that kind of a staple thing too with these teas? Because I saw that they looked like you had all different batch of like bourbons, different small little producers and things.
Yes, sir. Small batch bourbon. Bourbon is our real focus of the bar here. Coming from Chef, first he's a big bourbon fan. Lots of favorite producers of his that we keep around, and we're shooting for a list right now about 100 different bourbons.
And how long have you guys been here, Husk? It's kind of it looks like a new restaurant, but it's an older building. Is this a historical building where the restaurant's actually located in?
Yes, sir. This will be open 3 years in November.
Yeah, and this building is obviously separate from the restaurant. So this is your bar over here. So this is kind of like where people can kind of chill, have a little drink before dinner, and then go into the main dining room.
Very much so. It's used a couple different ways. Definitely like that. Guests can come over and wait for their for their table in the big house, we call it. They can come here. We have a separate menu here for its own kitchen for this building. So lots of unique little foods and snacks like this.
Well, this is a very charming city, I have to tell you. I'm very excited to be here. One quick question, and what is the signature dish here at the restaurant where everybody comes here and they say you have to have, this is a must thing to have at the restaurant?
Pig's ears lettuce wraps.
Oh, that's interesting.
Definitely is.
And that pairs definitely well with the good minerality of the wine
Yeah,
list.
get some good Chenin Blanc in there, you're good to go.
Okay, this is the Grape Explorer, and we wanted to bring everybody to Charleston today because to me this is definitely a destination place in the United States. You have to come, and if you come here, you got to come to Husk Restaurant. This is the leading restaurant in all of Charleston.